So they did a press conference today at the White House, and they wanted to let you know that Joe Biden has a rigorous schedule. In fact, he's going to even do a press conference. He's going to do a press conference like that. They announced that he's going to do one, like he's going to go have an MMA fight or something. Watch how they say it. You're not going to believe this. Watch how they say it. So this is Kirby, right? I think that's who that guy's name is. Watch how they say it.
After that, the president will hold a press conference. I guess a big boy press conference is what we're calling it. And take.
He calls it a big boy press conference. He turned to Karine Pierre Karine. He turned to her, this woman. He turned to her, and she confirmed, yes, it's a big boy press conference. You want to hear that again? Because I do. I'm going to play it again. Here we go. This is real. This really happened.
After that, the president will hold a press conference. I guess a big boy press conference is what we're calling it. And take some questions from y'all.
Are you sure you're supposed to say that part out loud? Isn't that like the code? It's like, we're doing the big boy press conference. Isn't that like saying Forest Dump has flooded the valley again? Repeat, Forest Dump has flooded the valley. Are you... Can Joe Biden still recognize basic shapes? Again, this is how you talk about a toddler. Is he supposed to come out there with Gerber baby food all over his face? Oh, it's not disgusting when it's a little baby, even if it's just mentally a little baby. Is he going to come on stage in a giant baby walker on wheels so he can familiarize himself with the environment? Just picture that. You're welcome. This doesn't help him. When you call his press conference a big boy press conference, you're not helping. It takes everybody down when you talk like that. You want to hear her say it? Watch it. She says it.
Will speak to national labor leaders of AFL-CIO, host the NATO summit to show the unprecedented strength of our alliance, hold a press conference, a big boy press conference, according to Justin Sink from Bloomberg.
So what were all the other press conferences? Was it just like a grade school press conference for kids 8 through 12? What were the other? Aren't they all big boy press? What does that mean? You make it sound like he knows how to go to the bathroom by himself. Oh, you're a big boy. And anybody who's watched him on video knows he knows how to do that. He does it all day long. I really don't get why they're using that phrase. It sounds very much like this.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all.
Yay, you answered all the questions. Yay, you answered all the questions.
After that, the president will hold a press conference. I guess a big boy press conference is what we're calling it. And take some questions from y'all.
These are first of all, they're the dumbest people in the world that they would say that. And his wife, who is evil.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question.
You answered every question.
So Jennifer Jacobs, who works for Bloomberg, she tweeted this out. She says, Biden scheduled the next 10 days per press secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, who is trying to indicate that he has a rigorous schedule. He'll speak to the national labor leaders this week. He's going to host a NATO summit. He's going to do a press conference on Thursday. He's going to travel to Michigan on Friday and then travel to Texas and Nevada next week. So she's saying that like this is them saying, look how rigorous his schedule is. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 5 things to do in the next 2 weeks. Well, I'm sorry, 10 days. He's got 5 things to do in 10 days, you guys. That's like a thing every other day. This is hilarious. I just thought I'd throw this in there. This is hilarious. After years of calling Trump Orange Man, they spray paint Joe Biden orange. Democrats are... Did you see that?
Oh,
I heard a lot of people talking about that. Is that like some kind of... Is that a cheap fake? Is someone cheap faking? Are they just making him look orange? The establishment has turned... The donor class, which is the has turned on Joe Biden. And that's why CNN is allowed to say he gave the questions to this radio host who interviewed him. That's why they're painting him orange. That's why I swear to God. So, well, you know, my theory is that they set him up with these debates, meaning that they wanted to get him through the primary because then the donor class basically gets to pick all those delegates. So all the delegates that go to Joe Biden are just, you know, completely establishment delegates. And so when they get rid of them, they're going to have the donor classes hand-pick delegates to pick the next donor class approved person. There isn't going to be half the delegates are Bernie Sanders type, or RFK Jr. delegates or people who want to change things. It's going to be, no, it's going to be. And so that's why they did the debate. Why would they do a debate this early? Why would you do that? You're supposed to wait till after the convention. There's big point pants. These are his big point pants. You think I'm kidding? That's what they're called. He's wearing his big point
After
pants.
that, the president will hold a press conference. I guess a big boy press conference is what we're calling it, and take some questions from y'all.
Jeez.
A big boy. A big boy. Doesn't look good. Well, we'll see how the press conference goes Thursday. Now, here's my prediction for the press conference. They will have pre-selected reporters to ask the questions. That's not new.
So Ducey's not going to get a question?
So I wonder. I wonder if Ducey does. I hope he asked him about if he took a Ducey in his pants when he was with Macron. So there you go. That's that. Okay. Big boy press conference. So I think the press conference is going to be as scripted as possible. But we'll see. Maybe his team is just throwing him under the bus. That's why they're going to have him do a press conference. That's why they're going to have him. That's why the New York Times printed that thing where he said, "Oh no, my body's fine. It's my brain." The New York Times printed him saying that. The establishment has turned on Joe Biden. Okay, over to Steph.
Okay, thank you, Jimmy. Sound Chaser. The fix is in, Jimmy. They're cutting him loose and not hiding it. Hi. Hey, what do you think about Mike McRae and Kyle Dunnigan getting together on your show to do character debates? Trump versus Biden, Double V, Hunter, Hillary supporter, Michael's pussies debate, whatever. Nice idea, Bogan, Fister. That's hilarious. It can't happen. Very different schedules. AJ, boycotting the show until you come to Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, and New York. Just kidding. I can't stay away. But seriously, please come to New York. We've been there, AJ. How did you miss us?
Weren't we just there?
If the Dems invoke the 25th Amendment, Kamala can be president briefly and then not get elected, just like in the show Veep. Scorpion.
Where were we?
Sound Chaser, Michael. Sound Chaser, Michael Obama. Okay, Sound Chaser.
We were just in Syracuse, right?
I thought it was last fall, before Simone's wedding. Weren't we in Syracuse?
Oh, September.
Gonza Gadian. Joe needs to stay in the race so he can cover up his family crimes. Oh, I read that one already. Gonza Gadian. Hey, it's a joke, but it's not funny. Molten salt. You killed it on Rogan. Did I read that one already? But I wanted to read it again, maybe. I don't think Kirby or any of the parasites care to defend Biden because they keep power regardless. Maybe Trump is the exception, but that's it. They good. Bodo Saui. Thank you. Chances are Biden will avoid Dearborn, Michigan to avoid the Arab community. Goo 81. The possibility of a body double, and CIA masks. The Truth Collins. Thank you, Truth Collins. Okay, back over here. Oh. Vegas in July. Not even if the limo driver hooks me up with some Zelensky sniff candy will I ever go back to Vegas in July. Henry.
Why?
It's so hot there. Rogan told the Mossad agent he had on that all the protesters are anti-Semitic. He simply won't touch the subject unless criticizing protesters. Okay, Brent, we did not see that.
I didn't see it.
All right.
I if I had to do it over, I would do it.
Kathy Looney.
I would love to get it. It's more interesting if we don't agree on everything.
Yes, agreed. I agree to disagree. SS, we're the suckers because we keep revolving around these people who have power over us. That's why we can never break free. Need to get free in our minds first. SS, always good hearing from you, SS. Sean, awesome job on Rogan. Love how you shout out Max and Jackson. 2.5 hours flew by, and I felt like you could have gone another hour on healthcare, homelessness, war, etc. Sean, they could have. Love you, Jimmy. Steph, did you hear Biden calling into Morning Joe? It was weird as F. Thank you, Fernandez. John,
okay,
I saw that title. Back to Jimmy.
So get this.
C'è la luna, mezza mare, mamma mia, mi maradare. Figli mia, cutterare, mamma mia, pensaccia tu. Sitte non...
Well, let me tell you.
If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle 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 digga digga diddle diddle dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish bully man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
At this time, more than any other time, revolution is necessary. It is necessary. Not only based on what has happened with the MOVE organization, the babies that have been murdered, MOVE adults that have been murdered, bombs being dropped on us, but past that to what is happening with all black people, so-called minority people, money poor people. This government, as has been said earlier, has waged war on us. But something about us, particularly here in America, we don't really understand that. We don't really know what war is, for black people, for poor people, that people see as good, that they wasn't forced to do, that they didn't do to try to keep black people appeased, and calm down so that black people wouldn't riot. A prison situation is a crystallized example of that. You can make phone calls in prison. They have movies in prison. But they don't have those things because they just want to be nice to prisoners. They have those things because they know damn well if they don't have, people being able to contact their family, if they don't have, facilities for people to sit there and watch movies, people are going to be frustrated, upset, and they're going to direct that frustration at them prison administrators. And they're going to have riots on their hands. They're going to have people in them prisons turning them prisons out. That's why they have movies. That's why they have access to phones the way they do. And a stop to it when we don't like it, or encouraging it when it's something that's in our interest. We have to call the shots. The people have to take the reins of this system and start dictating, what we need, what needs to be done. And, taking the initiative to do it ourselves. We can't rely on this system. Don't people see what's happening? Every single confrontation that MOVE people have been involved in, every single issue, oppression, economic issues, every single issue facing our people, is something that can be dealt with very, very simply. All people got to do is make their wishes known. All people have to do is stand up and say, listen, we're not accepting that. Unity is the key. Unity is the key to revolution. Revolution ain't nothing to be afraid of. It ain't nothing to shy away from. Revolution, contrary to what officials, this system and those backing the officials running this system, want people to believe that revolution means violence, means blood in the street. I'm saying it can get to that point, but it don't have to be violent. When people come together and take a strong stand on an issue, this government don't have no choice but to listen. Where you think they get their authority from? They don't have no power, but they do have authority to do certain things. Where you think they get it from? They get it from us, from the people. They get it from us accepting the things that they do to be done to stop it. Then you have some people who want to then turn around and say, yeah, well, it's the best we have, and want to make excuses. The time for excuses is over. It's over. Every man, woman, and child has to be involved in this revolution. Not only has to be, but is, whether you want to be or not. Our babies gave their lives for this revolution on May 13th. Men, women, and children were murdered. And not just MOVE babies. What about all of the young men, women, children 8, 9 years old shot down on the street by cops, by drug pushers? Where do you think that mentality comes from? It comes from this system, from the mentality of this system of getting over, you know, making a quick buck, you know. I'm saying that's where that needs to be done to stop it. Then, you know, what I want people to really, really understand is that it's past time. It is past time for poor people, black people, you know, to realize that this system has failed you. It has failed you. You can't get nothing from it. And what people got to do is withdraw our support from it and start doing for ourselves. That's what we got to do. You know, how long are people going to sit back and beg, you know, this government to do what's right when for hundreds of years all you've gotten is a slap in the face? All you've gotten is this government kicking your ass. That's all. That's all black people have ever gotten from this government.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit